Hi, this is Cindy from Vintage to New with another video tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to do shirring. It involves putting elastic thread in the bobbin of your machine and doing a special setup on your machine. In another video tutorial I showed how to do this mock rolled hem here at the top, but this is what we're working on, and so I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Okay, I'm going to add elastic thread to the bobbin of my machine so that we can do our shirring. Now, I'm going to very slowly wind this onto my machine with just very little tension with my fingers right here, and try to get it on so that it goes on nice and even, back and forth, just the tiniest little bit of tension. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that's probably plenty. So here we're going to stop. We're going to clip it, pull it off of our machine, and we're ready to sew. We're going to begin our shirring video, and what I've done is I put my elastic thread bobbin in my machine and I pulled up the bobbin thread so that it's at the top. I'm going to squish that to the back. I'm also going to change the tension on my sewing machine. So for this particular machine, my presser foot is up. It says right here that I have normal tension. I want to tighten it up to a medium tight tension. Okay, now we're going to go back and begin our shirring. Okay, now we want to leave, for this particular pattern, 1.5 inches at the top. Now, you can mark it with a pencil or a disappearing ink pen or whatever, or you can go by the little numbers here on your throat plate. For me, I'm going to just run it through with this edge, this finished edge of my fabric right here along there. So whatever works for you to get that inch at the top. I'm going to go back and forth using a zero length zigzag at the beginning to catch that elastic at the front. Then I'm going to turn my machine up to its longest stitch length and sew, keeping my fabric so that it has that 1.5 inches at the top. When I get to the other side, I'm going to set my machine back to zigzag, 0 stitch length, let it tack off. Okay, and then when I'm done, I want to leave a nice long tail. And here's my first shear. Okay, my next one, I want to do the exact same thing at about 3/8 of an inch, 3/8 to 1/2 inch away, and you can just use your presser foot or the things on your machine to help you decide. You leave your nice long tail at the beginning again, tack like we did before, set your machine back to that longest stitch length, and using this as a guide, just go across, pull your fabric so that it's straight as you sew, because it's gathered. You don't want to keep getting it smaller. When you get to the other side, put it back to your zigzag, your 0 stitch length, and tack that end, pull it up, leave a nice long tail, and here's row number 2. So you can see the elastic stitching in the back and the stitching in the front. Okay, and continue down and leave 1.5 inches at the bottom, so you have room to have a seam allowance when you add this to your skirt pattern. So let me catch up with you. Hold on. I've done all the rows down the front of this little piece, and as you can see, it gathered it up really nice. Almost looks like smocking. On the inside, it should look like this. All of your little rows of your elastic thread in the back, our finished edge here at the top, and it should pull in nice and tight. There's one last step that I need to show you. You need to steam this to have it pull in for the nice finished look. But I just wanted to remind you, as you're sewing each one of these rows, you need to pull your fabric out straight, tight, as you sew the next row. Otherwise, you're catching it in more of a gather, and by the time you get to the bottom down here, it will be much smaller than it is here at the top. So let's go over to the ironing board and give this a steam. Here we are at the ironing board, and I've just pinned this side down here because I don't have enough hands to work with everything that I'm doing. But you're going to take your iron on the steam setting and watch what happens when you shoot it with some steam. You see how it starts to pull up? And all the little gathers get to be a little tighter and a little more even. Kind of hard for you to see because my iron was in the way, but that's what it looks like when you're done. So here we are. So very stretchy and gibby, and that's how you do shirring. Thank you until next time. Bye.